Is everything all right? How are you? All good? You're fine? I'm nervous. So I'll start. Thank you. So let's imagine it's your first day at work and you're all excited to find your new colleagues, new workspace, and new assignments. You go to your office, open your door, and then you see this. A woman, serious in her work, engrossed on her laptop. What thoughts start popping on your mind? Some people might think that she's busy, let her be on her own, maybe I'll come around and talk to her. Some people might think that, no, it's all right, if she wants to, she would come and talk to me. It's all right. And some people might think, oh, something serious must be going on. And by the way, this is me, a picture taken by one of my colleagues while I was working, again, engrossed on my laptop. But a lot of time, the comments that I have heard and the feedback that I have received is that she is an intimidating woman. Yes, she is an intimidating woman. Oxford Dictionary defines intimidating as an adjective meaning a person having frightening, overawing, or threatening effect. Wow. Why would I want to threaten someone? Or why would I even want to frighten someone with whom I'm going to work with? But that's what people perceive of me. And that happens to me 90% of my time. And also, that's because of which a lot of people on their first scans, not only from me, because they find me intimidating. I remember I did not have a lot of friends, and one of the reasons was that people considered me as a very unapproachable child. If you don't trust me, that's me. And trust me, this is the best picture I've thought out so that I could show in public a very serious child standing in front of my parents, that girl. And when someone used to say, you're looking serious, or you're not looking nice, I used to cry. I can't dare to share any pictures of my teenage years, but I'll share a snippet of my life when I had a huge crush on this guy. But that guy told me that we were not a girlfriend material. I kept on thinking for a very long time that it wasn't because of my short boycott hair. He thought so. Later to find out that he told me that because of my straightforward nature. I was confused whether to look or take that comment of him and be like a woman, a girlfriend material, or a woman that he wanted me to be, or to be like a woman, or to take that comment when other person said that you don't look like other women. However, the case was that I deeply wanted to change how I looked. I did not like how I looked. But it was surprising that there were some people who wanted to look like me. There was this Forbes article which said that there were interesting investigations going on to find out the strategies of how to look intimidating. But why would someone want to look like me and go through all those troubles? Because back in 2009, I, by heart and soul, wanted to be a television news anchor. I really wanted to be that. Just to be told that I can't be one because I look very serious, frightening in front of my audience. I don't look optimistic and friendly. Not having friends is one thing, but not being able to do what you really wanted to do since your childhood, that broke me apart. But I did not give up. I became one. However, when other friends of mine or my other colleagues really were practicing how to make the speech clear, how to make the delivery proper, I used to mentally make a note of when should I smile, that after each 40 seconds, I should be smiling, because after that, if I go to smile, people would again see me as frightening. I used to do that, and it was exhausting. Really exhausting. And when I kept on going, it moved on. I tried to become approachable as woman, appropriate in gender. And then I did my PhD. And that helped. You would think it did not. It definitely did not, because as much as the degrees give us some kind of validation and credentials, we started making people feel more frightened. At least that has been my experience. Kudos to the camera person who could take this picture of me, because other pictures of my seems like I am angry after completing my PhD. Okay, so that's that. But the point is, my life started becoming much more difficult because the judgment started arising. It amplified. But I also know I am not the only one. Nepali women image is centered around the stereotypical belief of being timid and submissive, while masculine image is being intimidating, competitive, and assertive. Yes, we understand that both men and women are needed for the development of society, but it's also true that because of the judgments of society, women don't find that place in decision-making position because of the lack of confidence and lack of agency that they are bestowed upon. My research in 2022 as an academic scholar, which I did with 249 girls, 15 women teachers, 6 principals, both men and women in Bangladesh province of Kathmandu, reveals that 52% of the girls hate themselves, while 64% think that they are not loved by anyone. 83% of them said that they need immense support to manage their emotions based on the judgments that societies have on them. But the sad part here is that the person with whom they are expecting this support are also going through something similar. They're also going through the same judgments, especially the women teachers. They were going through very similar kind of judgments, because of which they were not being able to relate to the society, not have sense of agency, and they don't feel like they are competent enough. I am no different. I go through same. However, the difference is that these days, I don't feel pressurized to become who I'm not. I don't want to change myself. I don't pressurize myself like that. When I was in 2009, in 2024, the most important thing that I have received is that I cannot control on other people's judgment, but I can manage my emotions and how I respond to them. And that's because of my practice of emotional intelligence. And in my last 7 years of advocacy in emotional intelligence, I find two kinds of people. One, who have never heard of this word and they say emotional what? And the other, who think that emotional intelligence means just responding to this question, how are you? The word emotional intelligence is hard to comprehend. Harder is to practice. And the hardest part is to practice it moment by moment. And that's when Since then, I have been trying to figure out a way to make it more convenient and easy. And that's where I did my PhD, to come up with a 6-step model so that we could reflect on emotions and we could critically reflect on through multiple reviews and through action research. So the 6-step model LISTEN is an acronym for listen, introspect, share, try, express, nurture. And I do the same when I'm amid judgments. The first step, listen, is to actively listen to others when they're saying, oh, you are intimidating. From where they're coming from, why are they saying so? What needs of them have not been met? I comprehend. The second step, introspect. Here, I reflect on personal emotions and responses, identifying potential biases during judgments. Because not every time someone has said me intimidating, I felt sad. For sure. I can give an example. Once when I was in a conference, one of the speakers, stopped their sexist comment to other participants just because of my presence, just because they looked at my face. And I was happy. While the other times, once a student could not approach me because I was working on my desk. They were in need of support. They came to me and then they returned because they thought I was really working on something very serious and taxing. I was that sad. I was disappointed. So when I introspect upon this, it's very important now that I share and have an open communication about emotions that create, so that I can create a supportive environment. I have been running my own organization for the last 5 years, and now every time I hire someone, the first thing that I let them know about myself is that, look, I might not be angry where I'm working, but my focus space look angry, so please don't hesitate to come and talk to me. That's what I share. And as said, the next step is try. That means to practice all of the verbs moment by moment, trying to understand, trying to empathize. Not every time I am successful to empathize others. Not every time I'm able to share how I really feel. But then trying the level best. And then next is when you're trying, you would definitely sometimes fail, sometimes excel. It's all right. What we need to do is express and articulate our emotions. One of the important things I've learned so far is that we cannot in any way telepathically understand what the other person is thinking or interpreting inside their head. We need to express. I need to express that, oh, I'm feeling nervous, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling happy. You might be feeling something and you need to express that and articulate that effectively so that I can understand. So for that, we need expression. We need vocabularies. And the next thing is that, yes, we do all of this, but what really helps is that sustenance. It means nurturing, critical reflection, nurturing critical reflection as an everyday habit. And that's listen. Here, you might question, is this approach really helpful? Yes, it is. Because it helps you differentiate between facts and feelings. Facts. I have a serious face. When you look at them for the first time, you might feel frightened. Feelings. Not every time. The feelings depends on context. The feelings depends on whom I'm talking to. The feelings on when I'm talking to that person. The feelings on when I'm talking to that person. Because I have observable evidence that I'm an approachable person and fun to be around. They are my 2 friends whom I met last year on my trek to the hill. Complete strangers on the first day. Since the second day, we couldn't stop laughing. We were goofing around. We still are together. And the most important thing is that I don't have to pretend to be someone else. I don't have to pressurize myself to keep a mental note of what they're thinking of me, whether they know that I love them or not, whether they know that I care for them or not. I can be myself. And here, what I'm not trying to say is that, or not intimidating you with the fact that, okay, I have this face, you deal with it. It's not like that. What I'm trying to say is that when someone is making a judgment, both positive or negative, when you say C is beautiful or C is intimidating, it does not talk much about the other person, but it talks about you. It tells you that some of your needs have been fulfilled, that you are thinking this person is beautiful or is eloquent. And when some of your needs are not fulfilled through the other person's actions, then you might feel like this is intimidating, this is frightening, this is angry, this is not that good person. So here, the important part is that when someone says she's intimidating, what I do is that I request the other person to reflect on what actions of mine did not meet their need, the need of theirs, so that they find me intimidating. And when someone sees me intimidating, what I do is I reflect upon myself and think that, how can I create a collaborative environment so that we can mutually benefit and be approachable to their in need? One of the foundations of emotional intelligence is to fulfill mutual goal. And as an educator for the last 11 years that I've been working, one thing that I've learned is that it's practice, practice, and practice. Practicing every day makes us closer to that goal. So whenever we are clouded with judgments, I request all of us to listen to ourselves and others. Thank you.